Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, innovating, and amazing Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, the one, the only Master Propaganda Hero, Psych Defender of the Fatherland, off here to a 1v1 own. Crossing in the woods in the north, it is Beowolf here, fighting for the Vermont, Germany, Deutschland, here with the 20th Panzer Division here with elite troops, Osttruppen, and Jäger from the south. It is His Holiness himself, the Pope of CoH, of DaPopeCoH, fighting here for the Red Army, the Soviet Union, Comrade Stalin, here with the 27th Tank Brigade, here with Airborne Troop Tactics, featuring airdrop weapons, paired up machine guns, airborne rally points, Guards Airborne Troops, and tactical swimming rocket runs. A double Continental start versus double Pioneer Grenadier start, even Beowolf here, an interesting opening there from the Wehrmacht player. We got the Pioneers and Unis in the east, and as always, a big hearty thanks to my Patreon supporters. Without them, the support of the Propagandacast would not be possible, so big thanks to all those. Other people can join their licensed ranks by pledge on Patreon or donate via PayPal, and if you're in the market for buying Companies 3 or pre-ordering it, do so by the link in the comment section, and use the CoH2 fee, in which case I get a 15% cut of the sales. That's a nice way to support the Propagandacast while still getting the game. Anyways, back to action. Light bit of skirmish in the east here, compliments from sandbags there, more influencing up here for Pope, with a third conflict squad on the way there, and likely going to be relying heavily on the airdrop weapons here. Meanwhile, Beowolf here with a second Grenadier squad to assist the already existing troops, grabbing the point here. They're good. Sandbags almost done with the eastern victory point. On the west side here, Pioneer busy with barbed wire, and the fresh Grenadiers arrive there for Beowolf, ready to clash with the Communist menace. Unis basically in the east here, and Pioneer sneak about there as well. Bit of a standoff here. Interesting enough, we're not seeing a lot of presence in the west from either side. In fact, Beowolf could easily grab western fuel point here, but yeah, looks like they're both really focused on that eastern fuel point. They really want it. You will always be going for the Reich fuel point? You mean right? Yeah? Oh my god, I see my mistake all along. Coming about, they're going for the Grenadiers, but they go blocking a bit that off here, guessing a third Grenadier squad here for him, or perhaps a sniper, or, I don't know, mortars. I mean, he's got 2 mortar bulletins. Maybe he's going to go for a mortar. Certainly a good map for a mortar, I'd say. 4th counter squad there for Pope, and a 3rd Grenadier squad here for Beowolf. Grenadiers and Engineers here, Pioneer space from sandbags up north. We got the counter squad pushing straight for the cut-off point here. 3rd Grenadier squad almost done. Also surprised we haven't seen more pressure from Pope towards the west there. But there you go. Up maneuvers here. Beowolf here around the cut-off point there. Sneaky, though not really cutting off a lot of resources. Also in the west, Beowolf needs to actually grab the point here, or the victory point to connect the western fuel point. Well, he's just not going to really get a lot out of it. East side the Pioneers holding up the needs for this fuel point, keeping it out of the hands of Pope here. A lot of small engagement here in the air. Grenadiers now being faced with 2 conscripts here. Beowolf here definitely looking fairly outstretched at the moment here versus his opponent. May want to pull a bit further back here, I think, for now. And of course, there we go, connecting the western fuel point finally. Conscript that pushed back as he got surrounded by 2 mini Grenadiers, then pushed back. Grabbing the calf point, retreating. Guessing either Techie or 4th Grenadier squad from Beowolf. We'll have to see, though. It's certainly some interesting possibilities there. And there we go, he is in fact going for the 4th Grenadier squad. So both sides they're going. Oh, he was also taking up there. Well, it seems like they're both going for 4 infantry builds. Squads, that is. Grabbing the eastern fuel point as well. And so far, Pope has managed to gain most of the map here versus Beowolf. Partly because, again, he kind of got sort of stuck into these engagements that didn't really favor him and didn't really, you know, just divert his attention elsewhere. Western fuel might be attacked here with the conscripts. We'll have to see what it goes for. I mean, with that many Grenadiers, obviously elite troops and Jäger Infantry opens up for some G43 support here for the Grenadiers, which certainly could give him a bit more offensive punch here versus Pope. Of course, whether or not he then pursues that is an entirely different subject matter. Needs to, of course, get his western fuel point back. He could also try and flank around here, go for the carve points around here, mess with Pope's resource income in return. But it does seem like he's kind of playing that by going for the munitions, looking to swing up through here, hit the 2 points and then cut off the fuel point that way. Certainly makes a lot of sense than trying just to fight up here his opponent's dug in there. That said, already here the assault is slowing down, and this means Pope can now bring in forces to then more easily block Beowolf's attack here. So he either needs to, like, you know, get in much more fast and aggressive here, or he needs to back off, and here he just backs off. He realizes the engagement is not going his way at all. Also, the west here, troops bringing to deal with the counter to the western point. They quickly occupy the building. without any flamethrowers. It's going to take a while to push the conscripts out, which is going to be great for Pope. He's also running towards this side, which is actually kind of worse than this one. Sure, there's cover, but there's like 4 conscripts they can fire there compared to like 3 here. But again, there's technically heavy cover here, but it's such a close range, it may in fact not matter. Pawnee about to get wiped out there. That looked, could be a wipe there. In the center, we got Gunners with the conscripts here. Back here, Gunners could do reinforcements. Take down there for Beowolf. No sign of yet of him for a commander. Tech, or say Panzergrenadier. And there we go. Pope, though, in a surprise, does not go for airborne or, you know, airdrop weapons. That's the first thing. He actually goes for the Guards Airborne. We'll be interested to see what he does with them. Some submachine guns right now because it's only giving some more offensive punch here versus opponent. It also means he's up to 5 infantry squads now versus the 4 of Beowolf, who's going for light machines with the Grenadiers here. Looks to be a fairly infantry intense match. And in particular from the Sods, this is actually a bit rare. Most Sod players at this point are like, you know, at max 4. So Pope here going for 5 is actually a bit of an interesting deviation in the Soviet metagame. Bit of a shift you typically don't see as often. As typically it's like 3 conscripts and a guard squad, and that's it. But here we got 4 conscripts and a guards airborne squad. No upgrades yet. We can now go for the triple DP light machine guns here. Engineers being ripped apart. Conscript also the chance being wiped out here. This could get a bit expensive for Pope here. Stuck around I think for too long. But now we've got the guards airborne. Conscript in here as well. Grenadiers pushed back. Narrowly saving at least the conscript squad there. But he needs to replace the engineers. Also spent some munitions there. So no DP light machine guns. Guards airborne pushing forward here, backed up, but the conscripts assaulting in the next position under Beowolf's command. No tech yet for him. Moniz was there. Conscripts there in trouble with the Grenadiers, but the Grenadiers are not exactly having a great time either. Assault here continues. Again, can upgrade them so far once more, but so far, no sign of that. And again, there are options here. Either commit to submachine guns, preserve munitions for the SVD-40s for the conscripts, or just, you know, go all in on the DPs now and just sink all the resources into one basket. Like to mechanized company here for Beowolf and the German army, the 20th Panzer Division. Southeast here, conscripts busy there, and further down here we got the tank tank for Pope with airdrop weapons happening. So if he's planning any upgrades anytime soon, these guys, it could very well be the assault package, in which case he would certainly benefit from going for it sooner. Of course, even without upgrades, it's still pretty decent as a 6-man SVD-40 squad with access to grenades. We'll have to see what he ends up picking there. MD-42 there for Beowolf here. Map control there is also very strong in favor of Pope at the moment, with both fuel points there. Could at this rate, yeah, push out a T-70 pretty fast-ish here versus Beowolf, who currently lacks any anti-tank weapons, and certainly has a lot of easy targets for the T-70 to engage. Guards airborne routed. Sent packing. On the west side here, Pioneers sneaking up, might try and make a run for the fuel point there in the west. In the far east there, Pioneers could actually grab the eastern fuel point there now. Bit of healing in the center here from Beowolf's Grenadier up north. The conscripts drawing in and plenty of attention here. There's only so much attention they can draw before they get wiped out. Conscripts pushing for the eastern fuel point. Teasing lawyer there for Pope. Guards airborne here, reinforcing and healing. Well, mostly healing, and there we go, reinforcing the way, but still no sign of an upgrade for them. Certainly love to see some PPSH-41s personally there, but we should of course have to see what he decides on. Pack 40 there for Beowolf. Very necessary upgrade, obviously, as he's about to get hit by a T-70. Well, upgrade per unit. North here comes there, holding the Pioneers inside. They become, of course, set themselves flanked here by the infantry and the Grenadiers there. More airdrop weapons there for Pope. Got the Guards airborne flanking in there with their SVD-40 semi-automatic rifles and gaining Grenadiers there. Conscript engaged as well. At 40 right around the corner. T-70 rolling out here for Pope and the Red Army. Charging straight ahead here. I just need to be careful. I need to just get the hell out of there, honestly. Close to wipe, in fact, on Beowolf's Grenadier squad. Noting, of course, the Vermont player has yet to pick a command. He has yet to commit to anything. He's also about to gain control of both fuel points, which would certainly help close the gap between the two in terms of fuel economy, and arm to maybe pull ahead for some fast armor. He's caught in the center. Mines will just went up, meaning they have even less firepower to respond to these light machine wielding grenadiers. T-70 supporting assault in the eastern fuel point. Pack 40 has still yet to arrive, and so can't quite help deal with the T-70 yet, though it is getting close for it. Until then, though, Beowolf's positions here by the eastern fuel point looking increasingly tenuous, but even as that is happening, he's still making excellent gains elsewhere. Ground eastern munitions, back here troop reinforcing healing. Beowolf could start consider taking up here soon himself if he hasn't done so already, which he hasn't. Still no commander there for him. Keine Commandant, and we got an airdropped here machine gun there for Pope. That said, I think a mortar here would also be a really good investment for him, honestly. And certainly, similarly, Beowolf, I think, would also benefit a lot from a mortar. Part because he's got 2 mortar bulletins, and, a mortar at least would be a pretty solid investment. I think at this point, Pope's kind of getting bogged down to some finding that he's not faring here in the east versus Beowolf at the moment. I think he's better off just trying to either swing hard west, secure the terrain there, or even like go up through the center here, and then swing up behind Beowolf's front line that way. But it seems like he's very intent on going head on, and we finally get a upgrade here, and it is the assault package, the PPSH-41, with the drum magazine, by the way, for the Guards Airborne. The drum magazine would later be replaced with a box magazine as well. It did have less capacity. They were easier to manufacture, crucially in a quality that actually could be used, because while they could produce plenty of the drum magazines, a lot of the time they couldn't fit any spares to the submachine guns, so they ended up having some issues. Plus they were heavy, and there's some other practical issues there that rather meant box magazines were just a lot more useful. So it would replace the box magazine version of the PPS-41. Obviously, a lot less iconic, but that's just how it went. Concentration grenadiers here. Guards Airborne suppressed here with the M42 and being further just hammered by multiple light machine guns. T's moving up here, though, flanking around here. Good move there by Pope. Definitely exploiting a gap here in Beowolf's front line. Same time, he's obviously having a bit of an issue here with the pathing and the terrain here. And it's about to get Panther-fausted. Also ground western points here. Good. But on these side, things are definitely going rather sour here due to the presence of the M42. And, okay, now this is actually quite rare. We're actually getting a second Guards Airborne squad, which pushes Pope up to not 5, but 6 infantry squads. So, player with 6 infantry squads is quite unheard of. This is more like Oberkommando West territory, or really bold American, or me as the Wehrmacht territory. Not always a go for 6, but I have been known to do that. Decent as the grenadiers here. Push them back. Obviously, if you can manage 6 infantry squads, it can really give you some powerful offensives and also like to set up some good defenses and general map control. But at the same time, if you struggle with, infantry control here, 6 squads is typically where you run into some issues, in my experience. Anyway, CoH2 there for Beowolf and the German army, the 20th Panzerdivision. Pack 40 on the way as well there, another one. Still no commander there here for Beowolf. Starting to look more and more like elite troops. Jaeger infantry maybe. Ostrom would be a big surprise if he went for that one at this stage. Massive. Mind-blowingly big. But not like the good kind of mind-blowing. It's like more just, why? So anyways. But still, Pope here's got good map control again here. Could consider some more mines. In fact, he's laying down flare mines there. Thumbs up. Guards Airborne almost got the eastern fuel point. We'll equip them with submachine guns as well. We'll be equipping them with DP light machine guns. Those are the big questions. Got the Guards Airborne moving up here. Catch the grenadiers here. They can do a lot of damage very fast. Very wisely retreating here. Grenadier squad, in fact, close to being wiped out despite retreating in good time because, again, the DPS of the PPSH-40 submachine gun in the game on the Guards Airborne is similar to that of shock troops, and that is an incredible DPS that can rapidly wipe troops. More weapons drop there. So is he perhaps planning submachine guns here, or is he just waiting to, upgrade his other troops before going for the triple DPs? I don't know. West side here, the attempt to break through for Beowolf is quickly being thwarted here by the T-70 and some infantry. We get a flak panzer for Beowolf, an interesting move here. Not quite expected that at the same time. Sort of look at it from a perspective, it does kind of make sense. His bonus made into tank guns, field control. It's sort of been a bit so. So if they're ready like an Austrian rush, it does actually potentially work out quite well there. in particular again due to Pope's lack of any anti-tank weapons. He's going for the field gun now, perhaps sensing that something bad is coming his way. These one's going to do is there. Flak Panzer almost done here for Beowolf and the 20th Panzer Division. Rifle grenade off there. Conscript close to squad close to being wiped out. T-70 bombarding the Grenadiers, and there you go. Flak Panzer setting out there. Ready to rip through some communists. Straight at the conscripts there. Also got some mines here from Pope. Thumbs up to that. T-70 back here. 1 veteran seats level so far, 6 kills. Guess he's going to try and take up soonish here. Though, of course, may go for another field gun. Engineers quarter laying down mines. Guards airborne. Also having a bit of uncomfortable experience here with the Flak Panzer. But there you go. Field gun to the rescue. Shot right through the side armor of the Flak Panzer. Going to be setting a mine. Jürgen and Otto drop dead. So the legs are blown clean off. And shredded. Back at base here. Pope there reinforcing healing. Guards airborne there. Close to Veteran 2. These are the conscripts, discontinuing into them as well. Heavy losses almost wiping out the Grenadier squad here. Close call, but bit of luck there for Beowolf as the Grenadiers avoid total annihilation at the hands of the conscripts. Now the furious head on assault here. Western Viewpoint there being besieged with the Flak Panzer. The conscripts trying to buy as much time. But the question is, how much time can they buy when the German army is at the doorstep? The tank. Still, Pope is doing a great job. They're denying Beowolf more fuel easily, so that way you can't say just, burst into more armor rapidly. Since if you could just say fill up with another Flak Panzer Panzer. But right now, that could spell a lot of trouble here for Pope. Pope, meanwhile, at the stage, actually, I think should consider taking up here mechanized armor company. Maybe some T-34s could do him a lot of good. Of North East Guards airborne, pushing away some pioneers before retreating. Other Guards airborne squads still not upgraded. Is he planning DPs, or is he just going for another delayed assault package? I don't know, but I'm quite happy to see some Guards airborne being used. Flanking in the MD-42, good push here. Quick grenade as well. Almost got the MD-42 team here. If only they hit submachine guns, they might actually be able to score the kill quite easily. But with the S-5040s, close actually, really close, but just not quite enough. Ready from the field gun, another one on the way as well here for Pope. No tech yet. As for Beowolf, did he actually go for tier 4? No, okay, just suspected that for some reason. I felt like he had suddenly a bit less fuel, but that was just my imagination then. Quite rare to see a sub player with that much infantry. 4 Grenadiers, I mean, this is a fairly infantry intense match for sure. Then he's went the eastern side, past a mine. Field guns bombarding. Comes to the west, have been caught by the Grenadier. Need to retreat before they get absolutely executed here. Reinforcements here soon matching to happen. Still no attack though. Definitely think Pope at this point should prioritise getting out some tanks, and particularly with that much infantry as the match goes on. This could become an increasingly large strain unless he has some armour to back up his infantry, or he pulls out like just, the tactical mastermind card. He just completely outplays Beowolf with his infantry. I mean, that is possible, but if he doesn't do that, the manpower bleeding at some point will become quite intense and difficult to manage for Pope. Guards airborne caught here could pop a smoke grenade there. West side here, conscript wiped out. Another machine gun out here for Beowolf, no waters. Pope, those really got like a massive fuel lead here, but he's just not utilising it. I think that is a definite operational mistake here by Pope that, if not rectified soon, could perhaps become a bigger problem than you'd like to imagine. Still not upgrading the other Guards airborne squad. MD-42 number 2 almost on there for Beowolf. Still no commander picked here either. Almost at the 20-minute mark, and he still has yet to make a decision there. Wee bit uncomfortable. 32 there. Closing in on 33. Other one's just standing about with 40s. Fun fact, but a lot of Guards Airborne after a certain point on the war actually primarily end up fighting as more as partisans due to a variety of failed large-scale airborne operations, basically fell into the, nearby surroundings and basically just joined the various Soviet partisan groups. Fun note there. East of the ground, the point there with the Grenadiers. Set the Soviets were pioneers in the whole airborne infantry sort of thing there, so. Which is another thing you typically don't hear so much about. Enemy forces of the continent suppress them quite rapidly. Mortar on there for Beowolf. Thumbs up. As always, 1v1 I find tend to be a good mode for mortars, but in particular maps like this really benefit from a mortar. But meanwhile, we really also benefit from mortar, but even more so from tanks. As for Beowolf, he's starting to get some fuel control back here. This is great for him, and obviously going to be a bigger problem for Pope. He brings in more armor, like hell another Osman right now. Could be a massive issue for Pope. We got the Guards Airborne there with the triple DP light machine guns. Finally made the decision. Good shot from the field on the Ostwind. Eastern fuel been cut off there as well. Now there's kind of like an immediate impact here on Pope. Again, he's got so much fuel, it really doesn't match at the moment because he's still not utilizing it. But obviously, get that connected, that become a bigger advantage here for Beowolf. Guards Airborne moving in there. Quick grenade at the Grenadiers. We just need to be careful they get wiped onto the building here. At this point, you should just get close to the building set up here, so that way you can just fight them from a more deadly distance. What we see there, Beowolf trying to get more distance between him and the Guards Airborne with his Grenadiers. Go ends up forcing away there. That could have been perhaps a bit better executed there. And now we got the mortar joining in the front around the center for Beowolf, trying to slam there. Pope's machine gun and his field gun team there. Machine gun and wipe with the field gun. Good kill here for Pope and the Red Army. Finally getting some tech going there. Mechanized Summer Company at the 22-minute mark is going up. Beowolf, meanwhile, still has yet to pick a commander. And there we go. T-34-6 for Pope. Guess he's going to end up going for Katyusha, which is also good, but I still think a mortar would be an amazing addition for him as well. Due to the access to smoke it would give him, which I think could open up for some pretty solid attacks with these Guards Airborne. Oh well, field gun moving up here. Great to bombard again. Nope, cancelled. That's a bit lucky there for Beowolf's MG42 team, and the Conscript Squad got annihilated here by the Austrians. 6 kills, veterans who won. Down to 4 squads now. That is a fair few losses here for Pope. Now that said, half of them are still elite infantry squads. That is the Guards Airborne. Still, Beowolf's been able to grab a good chunk of the map here away from Pope, and I think part of this game is just Pope's, well, shall we say, lack of speed and getting at some tanks out. Or a mortar for that matter. We're going for the Eastern Fuel Point here, gun is moving as well. T-34-6 is now on the field, and that's going to be a bit of an issue there for Beowolf, depending on how the engagements go out, or where he attacks with the T-34 gun. Isn't these close getting wiped out here? Can Pope get the wipe here? Oh, no, he didn't. Really? I could have sworn that would have been a wipe, but no, didn't. That was really lucky there for Beowolf. I imagine he breathed a sigh of relief there. T-70 being repaired here, on need repairs. T-34-6 running out there. You see there, Beowolf further attracting his eastern front line close to his base. There's obviously got no real way of stopping a T-34 there or anything else. I'm actually not sure who fought the T-34. Well, they're clearly getting a bit hesitant there. Now it's going to be wherever the T-34 was before. Good shot from the Pack 4 there. Flak Panzer, 6 kill veterans you won. In the southwest here, T-70 still need repairs and needs to be up checking for mines. Or perhaps he's just queued his orders incorrectly together, I don't know. EP Guards Airborne there getting reinforced. Other Guards Airborne here. Basically there. Grabbing the eastern field point there. Got the Guards Airborne rushing forward to straight to the gunners before joining in and suppressing the squads rapidly. Quick grenade. Rough grenade off there. And a strafe from calling with the Guards Airborne. Thumbs up. Nice little ability they have there, which few players actually make use of, so it's kind of neat to see it used there. Kind of neat. That's it. Pope here. Definitely sort of repaired the T-70. Now it gets knocked out. Great kill there for Beowolf and the German army. You could probably go for a Panther 4 now. Meanwhile, Pope's bringing another T-34-6. I think that is a great addition. More armoured firepower there to use during an assault, but we really, I still think, would benefit a ton from a mortar. Even more so now there's more tanks out. As for Beowolf, we got tier 4 here. Makes you wonder if he's planning a Tiger race. Guards Airborne straight to the ME-42. And of course the Granadenwerfer there. 34. Control on the west side here, defending the western fuel point from any German advances. And there you go, second T-34-6 ready. In fact, he's got the fuel for like 2 more. At this point, the actual issue is just more like manpower and population. But if he could like get 4 T-34-6s going, that could be a significant headache for Beowolf to a degree. Though I won't deny, due to the geography of this map, it might be slightly difficult for Pope to easily wield the 4 T-34-6. It doesn't mean it's going to be impossible, and if he can set them up correctly, it could be a real nightmare there for Beowolf. Guards Airborne weaving in here, catching a lot of Beowolf support himself. Got a great push here by Pope. His Guards Airborne on a rampage. Mortar length to slow, and there you go, though. Saves the day here with a Black Panzer. Quick grenade on the Infantry there, and pop goes the Weasel. Keep it getting the Pioneers in the west here. Constant supporting as well here. Other Guards Airborne going in the center, right into the MD-42 again. Seems like Pope keeps forgetting about that one. But you're definitely getting the impression at this point that Beowolf is absolutely stalling out here for Tiger Race versus Pope. Black Panther racing forward C and quickly smacks off the conscripts there. Eastern point this is by the Dishka there. More Pioneers there for Mr. Beowolf. In fact, he's lost the ones he had, so getting at some in the first place is pretty good, in particular once to get the heavy Panzer Squad for the Tiger Race. What happens he actually sets up for that. Still some time to go, in particular with the fuel situation not being in his favour once more. Mines here for Beowolf. Or Pope, I mean. Very good move there. Graham Eastern point there as well. And mine gets it off to right on the feet there. Cheeky move there by Beowolf from the centre. Guards Airborne with the Grenadiers. 3 light machine versus 1. Definitely favored for the Guards Airborne. Definitely favoured. And just push back the Guards Airborne there. Work. And the far east here, Dishka as the Grenadiers here, quickly routed them, leaving poor Jürgen there to die. And he's holding up here. Black Panther very close to Veteran 2, and there you go, Heavy Panzer Crop. So, considering he hasn't gone for like a Panther Storm Panzer down the Euro timings, I definitely think it's safe to say that Beowolf is part of this. Oh, he actually is going for a Panther, huh? I was about to say he's about those people that recently been going more for the Tiger races as of late, but nope, cancelled. Okay, so it is a Tiger race then. It is a Tiger race. Meanwhile, Pup could go for another T-34-6 now, that still would recommend the mortar. Really benefit from mortar. Like a smokes from the right place here could really make things difficult for Beowolf to set up an effective defense. Then against an armored assault backed up by lead infantry, I'd say there's a really good argument here for Pope committing to a mortar himself. He could also go for the Katyusha, but I find mortar smoke he could be quite more effective than the Katyusha barrage in terms of like overall assault ability. But oh well, still assault going from the flank here, and we can see that others being caught up here. T-4's not rolling in. Actually, he's working out fairly well here in the end. Some troops being suppressed, but we can see here that the defense of Beowolf is getting much more pressured here. Even with that, and still being staggered out here. We got another T-4 over there. Mortars being retreated, machines retreated. Black Panther in trouble here as well. That said, he is super close now to the Tiger Race. Black Panther trying to blitz it out. There we go. Elite troops up for Beowolf. Again, kind of wish he'd gone for sooner. Maybe add some stormtroopers, made a bit more use of it. Yeah. Oh well. Machine about to get wiped out. Team 1, he's still away from the Soviets. And may just lose again. Go. Probably should just destroy it here. Because there's no way here that Pope's going to be able to like bring back the machine gun to his base. Pack being moving to deal with the T-34s. Close call here. Need to just back them out. I don't think he's able to destroy the machine gun before Beowolf can threaten to destroy his T-34s from 6s. Seconds away from the Tiger race. Sending seized by the M42 here. Guards able to reinforcing healing. There you go. 30-minute mark. Tiger race available for Beowolf and the German army. He just needs to press the button. And there we go. The button has been pressed. The Tiger race has been summoned from Corps Reserve. Conflict is going to use on the west side here. Guards have been rushing as well, but strange and MD42 here. T-34 knocked out the packs. Definitely failed to repair there. Bit of a slip up by Pope. And certainly I think the wrong timing to slip up on that one. Now we got the Tiger Ray striking out of here though. Firing its mighty 88mm gun. If we could just hit anything with its mighty 88mm gun. T-34 on the flank here. Could pose a problem for the Tiger Race though. With a ram and a... well, just as soon as the shots into the rear, followed up with a rocket strike. Maybe a ram then. Could leave Beowolf's Tiger Race in a really uncomfortable spot here. So Pope will need some tank stores or more tanks to really challenge that one there. Good rocket strike called in. Nice angle there as well. Heavy damage inflicted there from the rockets on the Tiger Race. T-34 expands off the rear armor of the Tiger Race. That is actually kind of impressive. Nice shot there, Panther from the T-34 from 6. Field gun there cleared out. Things turning pretty pear-shaped here now though for Pope in the face of Beowolf and the German army. More to fun being brought in by Pope, but definitely feels like one of those that could have been out much sooner. And T-34 number... other one there knocked out. Both field guns cleared out here. This is really turning horribly for Pope now. I guess force just gets some surgically dismantled if the surgeon this was a bit drunk and had a thick German accent. So nice and just 2 Con squads and 2 Guards Airborne squads. He counted them all to here. Could Pope in theory turn this around? Not impossible. But it would require some incredible tactical finesse here. And some absolute, like, just sharp maneuvers here that completely blindsides Pope or Beowolf here. But so far, Pope is just resorting to, like, head-on assaults right into the MG42, which, as some of you might recognize, is the exact opposite of brilliant tactical maneuvers. Unless you're actually working for the German army and are looking to kill as many Soviets as possible. Issue to fire on the way there. Field and crewed. Guards able to reinforcing. May want to use some contract to merge with them just to replace them with cheaper men there. Yeah, most of the map now falling into the hands here of Beowolf and the 20th Panzerdivision here. Tiger Race with 5 kills so far. Machine there routed here by the conscripts. Eastern Point mixes with the Grenadier here. Issue to fire right around the corner.
The enemy is encroaching on our territory.
Quant here. Pope seems to be mulling out his options here. But again, the options at this point are looking really limited. The Guards aiming as the Grenadiers in the east. Confronting Grenadiers in the center, being ripped apart here. Like, at this point, I think Pope is heavily reliant on, like, just Beowolf messing up big time. Because he's just got such a force here. Partly, again, is also just the way the map is designed. Like, it just doesn't really love, like, massive flows either. So, like, to a degree, it's easy to lock down on other maps. If the opponent's like got an upper hand, so it becomes much harder, I think, for Pope here to stage a comeback. Not impossible, mind you, it's just kind of difficult. in particular lacking a mortar of his own.
Supply line
But again, not impossible.
only 200 points remain.
So for the most part, this very much looks like just Beowolf's got this. It's just a matter of, like, I think Pope at this point realizing he's either lost this or, you know, getting direct input from God as to how to win this match. And he is the Pope, after all. God should at least be able to willingly help him out from time to time. Billy's Tiger is going for the guards on the east. Ambush, well, easily detected there. Could order them to hold fire. Then again, even he had the gun, he's going to close the Tigris nearby. Kinda meant, you know, not much of there. Plus, it's not going to be difficult for, like, Beowolf to figure out there's a guards airborne squad hiding there. If the point is still being captured and there's, like, literally no one there he can see. You don't have to be Sherlock Holmes to figure out something's hiding in that point. Tigris the firing away there, close to 82 on that. Got 290 versus 144. T-54 from 6 almost done. Pope still fights away here, perhaps trying to look as good as possible before being dragged off to Gulag. But that said, again, his options are looking criminally limited here. And tactically, he's just not quite managing anything that really turns the tide here.
T-34 standing by.
290 versus 123. The clock is ticking. It's not clicking in his favor. Or ticking in his favor.
Enemy forces are capturing our supplies.
Now the T-34 into the Gunners and the MD-42 team here. Good hit on the T-34 from 6 there. Another one there for Pope. Damaging the T-34. Tiger is on the move once more for Deutschland. Straight into the field initiative 5 here. One shot went through the Tigris' armor. One failed to penetrate. Less than 100 points left for Pope here versus Beowolf's 290. West Side can't push back with the Pioneer here. Good shot on the Tigris there. Down to 2/3 of its health total. Yeah, victory points just continue not to be in Pope's favor. Things are just looking really bad. So there we go. GG, game over. Victory for Beowolf. A loss for the Red Army. A fierce and contested fight here with a lot of infantry. But again, I think Pope, you know, kind of got sucked in too much in the infantry fighting. And even then, like, I think not in a particularly, like, tactically efficient way. Like, he just relied a lot on head-on assaults rather than try to, like, launch flanks. And a mortar in particular did a great asset, but also just push for faster tanks. I think those things are either lacking getting out tanks fast enough or not going for a mortar, plus I think at times the delays in getting upgrades for those guards airborne, I think were crucial elements that allowed Beowolf to slowly but surely turn the game around here on the map. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. I learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it. Tell a friend, tell a family, but don't challenge me. This is Imperial Cheers. Thank you for watching. I'll talk tomorrow again for another episode. Bye.